The Brandywine Festival is just around the corner. Well, it's actually like 5 months away, but if I don't start doing stuff now, I will end up procrastinating, and then it'll be 3 weeks before the festival and I'm making a whole wardrobe for some reason. If you don't know what the Brandywine Festival is, it is a Hobbit LARP. This is the second annual festival up in Kentucky, over in Kentucky. I don't know where you're at, so I don't know where Kentucky is in comparison to where you are currently. So it's in Kentucky. This year, it is also in the UK, but I'm going again this year, armed with the knowledge of going last year, and I know what I need to do in order to make my experience a little bit better. The first one being, I have a couple of antique folding rocking chairs. They're quite adorable, and they're really small, and I brought them to Brandywine last year, and they were absolutely perfect. I had them outside the tent. It was so nice to sit in the morning and just like rock in my chair and drink my coffee, watching the hustle and bustle of everybody walk by. It was really lovely, but one of them broke last year. Luckily, I was still able to use it up until the last minute, and then it decided to break on me. So I need to fix it. And also, they're looking a little rough. I picked these both up on oh my God. Have we forgotten how to talk? Just my mouth is all full of spit and now I can't say things, so. All right, come on, you can get through this. Whew. Okay, I picked both of these chairs up from separate places on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm not sure how old they are, but I'm guessing between 80 and 50 years. If you know, please tell me in the comments, because I would love to know. And they look it. Looking pretty rough and quite dirty, because they've been sitting in a garage for the last 6 months. 7 months? Since Brandywine in October last year. So I would like to give them a makeover. Freshen them up so they are just as cute as a Hobbit could want. So that's what we're doing in this video, which has nothing to do with sewing. We're taking turns on this channel. Come with me. But let me show you more of the chairs and explain more of what we're doing in the garage, because I am not going to be doing that in the studio. And also, we could use a change of clothes because I don't want to get this cute outfit dirty. Let's go. Welcome to my garage. Pay no mind to the mess. It's a garage. So here are said chairs. Yeah, they look rough. See how short it is though? It's perfect. I love it. It does feel like this one is missing this like structural part. It does feel like my ass is about to fall through the whole thing. So let's take a closer look at them and see what we need to fix. This one is all kinds of like chewed up, you know, years of wear and tear. It's pretty dirty. This one, so on this one, this bottom part down here broke off, so this bolt came out. So I have already gone ahead and took this to the wood shop, and I've already glued another piece onto it. So here's the hole where the bolt goes through. So we're going to sand this down and sand it all this way and this way. I just cut this little piece off on a bandsaw and glued it on. So now we got to take care of that. So one of the things I think these chairs suffer from is being stained with too dark of a stain. After all these years, I think it just makes them look dirty. So we're just going to sand the whole thing. Both of these. Sand it all the way down. Get all the stain off of it. And we're going to start from scratch. And I think I will probably not stain them again. We'll see once I get all the stain off of them and see how they look, but I'm thinking probably not with the stain. With some things, I like a lighter wood, and I think these would look better just in their naked form. But in order to stain everything, we need to take all the fabric off, but we need to do that anyway because it's gross, and I'm going to replace it. So that's the plan. Let's get started. I started to pull the fabric off, but these things are so old and gross. It was kicking up so much dust. So I had to grab my respirator before proceeding. After all the fabric was removed, came the super fun part of pulling all the staples. Good Lord, there were a lot. So many. My hands were cramping. It was awful. After the chairs were all naked, I sprayed them down with some simple green to clean off the years of gunk built up on them and cleaned that off with some water. That's what's in the big blue pot. Now that the chairs are all clean, we can start sanding. This orbital sander I'm using looks about as old as these chairs. Okay, I have a worry that my orbital sander is not in good shape. Let me take my mask off. So I bought this at an estate sale, and it was obviously old. Is obviously old, and wasn't in the best of shape when I bought it, but I started taking a woodworking course, and so I've been working in a shop where I have access to decent orbital sanders, and now that I've used those and I'm using this one, I'm thinking maybe this one is broken because the vibrations in it are so intense it kind of hurts my hand a little bit, and also it doesn't spin balancedly. That's not a word. The balance on it is wrong because you let it spin and it kind of goes. So this makes me think something is wrong with it, and I'm a little scared of using it. And also, it's very much hurting my hand from how much it's vibrating. I am definitely going to need to do hand sanding on this because there's just no way I'm going to be able to reach all the spots I need to reach with the orbital sander, but I was hoping to get a fair amount with the orbital, and I don't really want to sit here and hand sand everything. So I'm kind of debating on if I want to take some of my emergency cash and go buy a new orbital sander. Well, let's cut to the next scene and see what I do, shall we? I bought a new sander. It works so much better, and it doesn't hurt my hands. There was definitely something wrong with the other one, and it seemed dangerous to keep using it, so I'm glad I got a new one. I could have sanded the rest by hand, but I am a lazy bitch, so no way was I about to do that. Well, I've made a terrible discovery. This is not wood. The structure is, like the frame, yeah, and the rocking part, solid wood. This and the seat are not, and now they are ruined because I sanded them. I guess this is trash now? I don't know what to do with something once you've sanded past its veneer. My hands are buzzing. So I'm really quite bummed because I did want 2 of these. Merde. I don't like refinishing furniture. This is not a preferred hobby. Can't believe I was tricked. What if I buy another one and it's just the veneer one again? It's really hard to tell just looking at them. And now I'm mad I went through all the trouble of declothing this one. Very annoyed. Okay, well, we're gonna press on with just the other one now. That one's gone. That one's dead to us. Here we have a solid wood rocking chair. Solid. All wood. I have sanded as much as I can with my orbital sander, and now I'm gonna have to go through with my hand. Let's continue. I got this silly drill attachment that's supposed to sand the detailed areas without losing the details, but it did not work. Like, at all. I'm not sure if I was using it wrong, but I ended up detaching that and then sanding that by hand, which is very much not fun. There are things that I complain about, but I actually like the slow, repetitive nature of it, like rhinestoning, but this is not one of those things. I truly dislike hand sanding, especially small details. Sanding also would have been a million times easier if I had taken the chairs apart, but oh wait, that's actually a good idea. Alright, how about a little update? So, as you can see, the other chair is in pieces. And boy, is it a lot easier to sand like this. Who would have known? My reasoning for this was, well, I already considered it trash because I've messed it up so I can take it apart and it's not going to hurt anything. So the new plan for the chairs, since I have ruined the second chair by sanding it, we are now going to paint the chair seat and the chair back, because the chair back is also made of the same material, green, because I have some leftover paint from when I painted my desk. So we're going to give it 1, maybe 2 coats of primer, but I think it's just 1. And then we're going to paint it green. And then since the rest of the chair is wood, we'll stain it. So I've gone through and sanded everything. I was going to stain the whole chair, not stain, finish it. But I wanted these chairs to be a set. So I'm going to paint the seat in the back of this one as well. It's not ideal, but it does save me from having to sand this. And in the spirit of working smarter and not harder, I have also decided, where are the pieces? That all of these pieces are also going to get painted green because they're a bitch to sand. So that's where we're at. But next up for the chairs is the painting. I'm done. It's not perfect, but boy, am I done now. I think taking it apart was a great idea, but I left this one together because I was really afraid I wasn't going to be able to put the other one back together by memory alone. So now I have this one to go off of. Surprise, surprise, this project is taking longer than I expected. Wow, what a shocker. Let's move on to painting, shall we? Before we can start painting, we need to tape off the chairs because I cannot be trusted not to get paint everywhere. I ended up doing 2 coats of primer, apparently. Honestly, this was so long ago, and so much has happened in those months that I don't remember this process. Once the primer is dry, we can start adding the green. This paint needs 3 coats to truly look good. Between each coat, it gets a light sanding and then cleaned off with a tack cloth, which, by the way, is one of the worst things to touch. It's basically like touching a cheesecloth covered in honey. Just sensory nightmare. Oh, hey, how about a side quest? I was taking a woodworking course at the Dallas Craft Guild. I just want to give them a quick shout out. If you want to learn woodworking, or they have like all kinds of crafts, and you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, check them out. This isn't sponsored, I just really like them, and I'm sad I didn't get to take more classes. My instructor was Gary. And not to brag, but during the making of this bowl, he called me his problem child. So, oh, my favorite part of woodworking is putting on the finish. Look how freaking beautiful this bowl is. Is it perfect? Oh God, no. Far from it. But I made it with my own 2 hands, and I am damn proud of it. Okay, back to the chairs. I have to sand off some stray paint because even with it being taped, I still managed to color outside the lines. And then the back of the chair is coming apart, so I filled in the crack with some wood glue and taped it together as best as I can, because I don't have clamps. Now I finished them off with some tung oil. This isn't as exciting as the bowl with all of its different colored wood, but it's still nice to see. Time to put the chair back together, but my memory card fills up, so let's head back to the studio. We are finally back in the studio to finish up these dang chairs, which have taken me way longer than I thought. Holy cow. I mean, but here we are. They are far from perfect. There are so many mistakes in them, but I'm calling it good enough. Because unless you're like inspecting them, which don't, why would you do that to somebody else's stuff? That's just rude. They're fine. You can't really tell, but I'll point some things out to you just so you know this isn't me going, oh, look at my mistakes, poor me, tell me they're cute. This is me being forthright with you and like just letting you know the truth of it, and I'm not like trying to hide my mistakes behind the lens, you know? So I added a coat of the finish for the wood on top of the paint, just because the paint is so matte that it kind of scratches very easily. Not scratches, but like leaves scratch marks super easily. So I put a coat of the veneer on top of it just to help it out. And there's really uneven spots of it. And then on the chair itself, I'm gonna need to go back and just give it a real light stand and then go over it again because it's heavily textured, because you're supposed to put the finish on, let it set, and then wipe it off. But I didn't do that. I just kind of put it on and walked away, as I do. Does not feel great to touch, but I'm sick of sanding, so it's just gonna have to be done later. There's definitely some spots like around here that you can see that's just like not painted that I'll need to touch up at some point. This one, I've like scratched it in a couple of places, and the same thing. Actually, the finish on this one doesn't feel quite as bad as this one. So it's not perfect, but it is good enough for my butt. So now for the fabric, I shouldn't use this fabric, but it's so cute. I cannot help myself. It's not an upholstery fabric, but it's this with the strawberries. Like, isn't that so cute? And it goes perfectly with this green that I just like, what am I gonna do? Not use it? Since it is just regular cotton fabric, I am gonna back it with this hideous green upholstery fabric. It's kind of like a shine to the top. I don't know if that's like a waterproofing substance. Oh, this is the top. It does feel like it is a waterproof thing. So that's good, I guess. Anyways, we're gonna back the strawberries with this. But first, we need to take some tape and put it on the back and the bottom so that you don't just fall through the chair. And to secure that, I have some staples. I don't know if these are the right staples, but these are the staples I have. So they are the right staples. And then I have some foam to make the chair a little bit more comfy. Ah. 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 There we go, some 1-inch foam. Yeah, let's get to work. This is the part that gives the chair a bit of structure. And there's this fun tool you can get that helps you pull the tape really tight, and it kind of looks like a medieval torture device, but I don't have one, and I don't like refinishing furniture, so I'm hoping I never have to do it again, so I didn't buy one. I'm just pulling it as best I can. I'm sure it will be fine, probably. Now we start cutting out the foam, and good lord, this footage is overexposed. It burns. Ah. Now we cut out both layers of fabric. Once that's done, we can start stapling it to the chair. I'm folding under the raw edge before stapling it down, and then using the hammer to give the staples a good whack, because these are not the right staples, turns out, but we make it work. For the trim that goes around the edges and hides the staples, I decided I liked the combo of the pink on top of the blue, but I only wanted a little of the blue to show, just the scalloped edges, which means I need to sew them together, trim off the excess blue lace, and then sew it down again on the other side, and then repeat this process 4 times. Then that gets hot glued down and done. We finally finished. We're all done. Finally. It only took 2.5 months. I'll be honest, I am very unsure about this pink and blue trim. I don't know. It like reads Sassy Tea Party, I think, but just pink feels like it's missing something. I don't know. So the back of the chair is just pink, and I'll show it in the reveal, and then the rest, the front of the chair has the pink and blue. And let me know in the comments if you prefer the pink and blue or just the pink. I think I can make a little quiz. If I can, I'll put it over here or wherever YouTube wants to put it. Because I don't know. I don't know. Very unsure about it. This has been a very long road for me that has had too many twists and turns for my liking. So I'm glad that it's over, but I don't know how I feel about the overall chair as a whole. Do I like the strawberry fabric? I thought it looked really cute, but now that I'm just like looking at it, I'm like, the other chair is over here, by the way. That's why I keep looking this way. I'm unsure. But more importantly, they are ready to go for Brandywine. And last year I broke one. They are now very sound chairs. They will not break this time. But that's it for me. My release schedule is all messed up, and I don't know how YouTube is going to feel about me not posting for so long and then starting to post again. There should have been another video before this one. So do me a favor, leave me a comment below. Let me know about the trim, pink or blue, pink, blue, pink, pink and blue, or just pink. Comments really help me out. Sharing the video, give it, let your grandma see it. Just share it with your grandma. Grandmas love me, and grandmas love rocking chairs. So there you go. Your grandma will love this video. Wow, it has been a minute since I've talked to the camera. Can you tell? Am I making it weird? I feel like I am. Likes are also good. So like, comment, and share. Was there another one? Hype? I don't know if hypes do anything. I never got access to like the hype channel. So I don't know. Is that even still a thing? I'm gonna throw these chairs in the car and drive my little butt to Virginia. It's not that little. Drive my butt to Virginia, where I live now. I'll see you in my own backyard for the reveal. Bye.